another great episode of Movie Minutes of Heroes Manufactured. My guest today, Yaron Batan from Heroes Manufactured Live. How you doing today?
Great. How's it going today, Philip?
I'm happy. Great. It's great. I'm so excited today because we have the new anticipated movie Black Widow. We don't know when it's coming out, who's in it, and what's the angle for it. But what do you think of the movie?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's great. Thanks for having me on the show today. I know this is episode 2, right, of Heroes Manufactured Movie Minutes, right?
It is. This is episode 2, and we just got right into it. But
no, for sure. Listen, I love it, and this movie looks like it's going to be a blast, definitely. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely like you mentioned. We don't know when it's going to happen. It was supposed to happen, I think, in May. They said May 1st was the release date originally. Now, I mean, there's rumors that it's going to be coming out, I think, in November.
They're saying, or next year.
Yeah, October, November, either this year or next year. Again, because of the coronavirus and everything that's happening now. I mean, one thing I do want to mention also to people out there during the protests that are happening. We support Black Lives Matter, the movement, everything that's happening. Definitely I want to put that out there also for people.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely against police brutality and what's happening, and I want to make a mention of that. Just guys, keep it safe while you're out there with everything that's happening in the world. We just want people to be safe, right? So definitely a message.
Yeah. We're all humans interacting with each other, trying to help each other in this incredible challenge of COVID. So
for sure. And the one thing I want to mention, like definitely this movie looks like it's going to be a blast. I mean, again, because of the push date, it's definitely created some changes. And I mean, the one thing I think it's going to definitely reflect some of the Avengers movies. From what I know, it's going to be dated and slated a little bit after. I guess they said Civil War. I guess was that what?
Well, she dies in Endgame, and then they want to fit this in after the Civil War between the Avengers.
13 hours.
How they sort of tried to.
That's what they're saying.
She must have just sort of gone off on her own, and this will be sort of that sort of continuance.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I was just watching Ant-Man the other day, and they kind of reflect after Civil War, so it's kind of between Ant-Man 2, which is the Ant-Man and the Wasp. It feels like it's along that time period, just before Endgame, but just after Civil War. So definitely pretty cool. And I'm actually I mean, there's an image right there,
Hawkeye and Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, I'm wondering if it's going to actually play into his role. It's maybe there's going to be some kind of mention of Hawkeye because they have a relationship, with him being Ronin. And there's some really interesting connections with the whole Ronin aspect of this, and the Red Guardian as well, which is a big aspect.
And speaking of the Red Guardian, played by David Harbour, who also played Hellboy.
And that's there you go. There's David Harbour himself. I mean,
and
he's made some big announcements. He's made some major announcements with Comic-Con over the years, whether it was Hellboy or whether it's this Black Widow. I mean, he's a phenomenal actor. I mean, Philip, and for you to see him playing this character, Red Guardian. I mean, that's going to be pretty epic. I mean, what's your take on David Harbour as an actor?
Well, I mean, they picked this father figure, ex-lover of Natasha, sort of. Moving away from the romantic element of it all. So
that's what we assume, right? That's based off of the comics. But I'm wondering, what this movie is going to be, because is he going to play her? Is he going to play her lover? Is he going to play her ex-lover, her father? I mean, what is he? Because the comics a lot of times tend to be very different from the movies, right?
Yeah. Well, in this movie, I don't see a romantic connection from all the videos I've seen, all the trailers I've seen. He's more of a father figure. He's more of a wiser sort of figure for her to sort of believe in and count on and stuff like that. But he's definitely
a good friend, right? Who knows? It could be just a really good friend. I mean, I'm liking the fact that they casted him. I think he's perfect for the role. He knows to play the part. I mean, even if you watch the trailer, he really does understand how to be Russian, in his role.
That's true. That's true. The whole family is sort of it's a really good cast. It seems like a real family, and like they're sitting at the dinner table and they're sort of having it out like a normal Russian family. With
That's her sister in the movie, right? Like that's
her sister, and and the Ren Guardians there, and Melina's there as well, and so it's like a big happy family, but they have their they have their little fights at the table and stuff, and I guess Natasha Romanoff still is the little girl, and she doesn't think so herself. So that's interesting how she how she portrays herself in the movie.
Yeah, it's interesting because like even like I mean just with her just in this image here, I mean this is awesome. Like well, she, based on the comics, I feel like they're really getting down to that espionage feeling of who who the Black Widow is, who Natalia Romanoff is, a little bit more about her and her background and how she became who she was, how she became the Black Widow. I feel like we're going to get definitely a taste of that.
Absolutely.
And the fact that they're releasing these amazing images, I mean, like these are like with everything that's happening in the movie. The trailers have been awesome. I'm personally looking forward to the Taskmaster. I think he's going to be like a very unique character, and there's going to be a definitely there you go, another image there with him.
Yeah.
Great character. I mean, I couldn't find really information on. I may be out there already, so some of you may know, but I don't know who the actor playing the role is for him. But the Taskmaster is one of Captain America's biggest villains in the comics.
Well, they're saying it's O.T. Fagbinal or something like that.
Oh wow! See, like, and the thing is, like, I wonder how the role is going to be played. Like, the suit looks like this incredible, stellar, stealthy looking, incredible, like, amazing suit. So, I mean, I'm definitely engaged on the fact that they're bringing Taskmaster into this. And I even saw one of the trailers, like, he throws his shield just like Captain America does, right?
Well, Taskmaster has that ability to sort of look at somebody just once and replicate exactly the move.
Yeah,
and he has some powers himself as well. He has a lot of disadvantages as well. When he remembers something else gets deleted. So it's a really interesting challenge he has, but it makes him more of a stronger villain, I think.
No, for sure. That's the thing. He's the guy who can mimic people, but he still has that issue, right? So I mean, that's awesome that that he can do that, and I feel like they're gonna get it right. I feel with Taskmaster, just based on the previews that I've seen, on the commercials, the trailers, and it's gonna be an interesting challenge between Natasha and him, because it's she's
supposedly they had a relationship back when he was an agent. That's what I'm saying, and so I mean it depends which one's more stronger of the two that sort of can despite that sort of still keep focus on on killing each other, or what they're trying to do. But he's a very interesting character for sure, and he's not just strong, but he's very effective in his approach.
Yeah, and I feel like I feel like this movie might be more action packed than some other movies. I feel like if you've watched a lot of the other Avenger movies, Winter Soldier, I feel like it's going to have like a Russian version of Winter Soldier in it, because it looks like there's going to be dark elements, and I find it really amazing that Disney and Marvel are willing to take it outside of focusing on just America. I mean, like you've told me this. I mean, the Red Guardian's like it. He's like a red Russian
Captain America.
Exactly, Captain America, and that's the thing, right? He's and I mean that kind of brings me into like this quick like discussion. I know we said we're gonna have, but kind of a versus. Who do you think stronger? Let me ask you a question. Is it Captain America or is it Red Guardian? We're looking at like
the good thing about Red Dragon is sorry, the Red Guardian is he's self-made. He's
Yeah, he
self-made.
is.
He's his strength is himself. He's trained.
He's like Batman, but for Russians, right?
Exactly. And Captain America was not self-made. He took something, some sort of juice from like a powerful.
The serum that gave him the power to make him a super soldier. That was
stronger and all that stuff. So I think the Red Guardian is can adapt easier to his life as he gets older and than Captain America basically doesn't age, does he?
No, he doesn't. And I mean, well, now he does with Endgame, but but yeah, I mean, you're right. It's definitely there's an element of certain reality to it. In that sense, yeah, you win the battle here, Philip. I'll give you that. Although the Russians can be very strong at times. Just putting it out there.
Russians can be strong at times.
Yeah, and I mean, with one thing, if you the one thing I was mentioning earlier, it is kind of like a he's almost like a Russian Batman. And it's funny because there's a Russian Superman for many of those fans out there. Red Sun. I mean, he's the version of like the Superman that's Russian, but and a great movie, great comic book, great graphic novel there as well. But I like when comics go outside of their own comfort zone, and comic book movies are doing that now too.
Kind of humorous too, if you really look at it. I mean, he tries a suit on after so many years. He's gained some weight.
Yeah, it feels like Thor, like Fat Thor that we're all loving in the new Avengers Endgame movies, right?
Like, so. Yeah, it's definitely got some humor in it, and
it almost feels like The Incredibles in some ways, right? Like it's
The Incredibles or Deadpool or something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, The Incredibles, it's a middle-aged guy who's trying to like become a superhero again.
He looks more like that guy. You're right. Then
yeah, so I mean, to me, that's gonna definitely bring a lot of humor to it, but it's gonna be fun. And I love the action sequences that they have. I mean, from what I've seen in the trailer. They have this group of villains that are an organization, right? That's started this whole brainwashing.
Taskmaster is the one that trains them all, right?
Yeah, and they take a bunch of ballerinas. It seems like it. I mean, I'm interested because I haven't read all the stories behind the Red Guardian. I know a good amount, but not all of them. And to me, this looks like it's going to be a fun espionage action flick that is definitely going to have a huge impact in the Marvel universe. And I'm wondering if it's going to open a door. I feel like there is room for a Black Widow to come back, even though we know she dies at the end of Endgame. Sorry to ruin it for you guys. If you haven't watched Endgame yet, shame on you. So sorry, but my whole thing is like. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there could be some teaser there. There's a potential for a teaser there for her to come back. I hope she does. She's an amazing character. And at the end of the day, she dies in a reality that's not necessarily your typical
sacrifice. It's a sacrifice by a hero, by a true hero.
Yeah, and I mean, she wasn't like, they brought back Gamora from the same place that she died. So why can't they bring back Black Widow, right? There's always a way. And they always tend to bring back superheroes from the dead in most.
Well, the good thing is there was no funeral for her.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
Natasha didn't have a funeral, so maybe there was no funeral. Maybe
there wasn't. Body. There wasn't.
Maybe, the body might come up.
Maybe there's a focus on that. Mind you, I do feel like she would want to go into the shadows without anyone really caring much about her, because at the end of the day, she was that kind of person. She was very discreet with her, with her love life, with her relationships. And you see that in all the movies. She's a very discreet person.
She had a lot of them. She had a lot of interesting relationships along her life, along her way.
Yeah, even with Captain America, and people don't, the movies didn't explore it so much. they kind of touched on it, I feel, at times, but in a lot of the comics, versions of the comics, she has a romantic fling, whatever you want to call it, with Captain America. So I mean, it's kind of interesting to see
You see?
she's gone both ways.
I mean, it's
but it's
versatile idea for her character for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows where it's gonna take off? I feel like we're gonna learn a lot more about her, and there could be a sequel, right? There could very well be a sequel.
I'm pretty sure they're spending a lot of money on it, and there's a lot of new faces.
Yeah,
Rachel Wise.
Oh yeah,
character there. I mean, she's not going away anytime soon, I think.
No, she's an amazing actress. I loved her back in The Mummy when she was doing that. I thought she was incredible. Over the years, she's just done incredible work, both in like the fun blockbuster world, but also in some very serious movies. She's done some.
Yeah, I like her. Constantine was good. She was good in Constantine.
Yeah, she was definitely great in that, and she's just another great character to have in the mix. I believe she plays her mother. I saw in the trailer. So I mean, again, don't want to ruin it for people, but from what I could see in the trailer,
yeah, it's her mother, but she's also trained.
Yeah.
Saying that, I mean, yeah, there's all kinds of theories. We have to see the movie to see exactly which way it's going to go. And speaking about the movie, when do you think this is going to come out? With all the stuff that's going on in the world, I mean,
they say November, like we spoke about, but I think realistically, movie theaters aren't opening up anytime soon. So who knows? I mean, I'd like to say November. I honestly think it could take a little longer, but I feel like at least by the end of the year or early next year, at the latest, they'll have it released, because I feel like things are going to start getting better, hopefully. It is going to take some time for people to readjust, but once everything's back in motion, I feel like they're going to have a release date, because it's the first Marvel movie slated. And I feel like they're going to have a way for it to bring it back to people. So they're going to find a way. And, if not, they own Disney Plus, so they might be able to put it out there or rent it or something, for a limited time. Who knows what? But
I mean, they want to make money on a movie like that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
2021 or something, something like that, to sort of see what's Now, what do you think of the villain? Like, the villain Taskmaster. Like, we talked about it briefly as well and stuff. But to pick a villain like that, to really go up against Natasha Romanoff is definitely
it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and it goes against the Guardian as well, and the Guardian sort of becomes this. Supposedly a hero.
The Red Guardian's he's always been kind of an interesting character. There's definitely some connection there to the Ronin character. I know that in some of the books there's some versions where it's the same character as Ronin. So I mean they've kind of changed some aspects. It seems that way, or maybe there is a connection to Hawkeye, and that's
have a lot of.
But I think
in like 2 issues in the comic books.
Yeah, and the thing is, to get back to like your question about the villain, like Taskmaster's, you're right. He's definitely one interesting character that she's going up against, because he's one of Captain America's arch enemies. Like, aside from the Red Skull, Taskmaster is like his to me, it's like his second or third biggest enemy. So I mean, he's up there, and the fact that they've slated him for her going up against Natasha, who knows? You might even see Chris Evans in this movie. Like, that would be awesome. You don't know who you'll see in this movie, and I find that could be unique. Like, because he usually goes up against him, so it might you might get this quick flash at the end of the movie where Chris Evans comes out as Captain America and helps her save the day, because she's an Avenger, and that's still part of this. So that would be epic. I mean, if they did that and surprised us all, I think people would just be like, wow, that's incredible. They were able to give us Captain America back without having to ruin the storyline. of Endgame and still keep him involved. So I mean, there could be a lot there, and there could be a continuation of the story, even of the same story, without having to bring her back to life. So who knows? Really, who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows? Who knows? The MCU can pretty well do anything, I guess.
Oh, that definitely. There's a lot of interesting ideas that are coming about with this, but I'm definitely, I'm definitely, once things are calmed down, I'm definitely gonna watch it. There's no doubt about that.
Me too.
Hopefully in a movie theater. If not, I'll find a way to look online for a link or something. No, I'm just kidding, but we'll find a way definitely.
It's
But
definitely changed, the way the world works, the way people approach the world, and and now with these tremendous strong protests going on worldwide, there's a lot bigger issues at stake.
yeah, yeah. So movies are kind of like second nature right now to everything. They're not the priority, but we still love our movies and our shows, and definitely want to check it out. I suggest anybody out there that's wanting to watch it or has even got a little bit of interest, definitely look forward to it. There's gonna be a bunch of Disney Plus shows also that are gonna be released soon, and some of them may depend on the release of Black Widow. For example, Wanda versus Vision. I mean, sorry, the WandaVision show. So that's going to be a unique show that's coming out from Disney Plus as well, and some of the other great shows that they're releasing under the Marvel Studios brand. So that's going to be pretty cool. I know Loki's another one. They're talking about She-Hulk. That's going to be epic if that ever gets made.
Absolutely, they're talking about a host of new mutants and
New Mutants is amazing. I mean, that was done under Fox too. So again, another release date that was pushed. That's been pushed though forever. So I mean, I wonder when the hell we'll see that movie, if we'll ever see that movie.
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like they should just release it on video on demand or something because it's been so long. At least give that to people right now. I mean, that's what we want to see, right? So I'm okay with that one being released now on video on demand during COVID. So
absolutely. So yeah.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me on the show today. Like, I appreciate it. We'll definitely have another stab at it for next episode. And we do have a new guest that's going to be coming on to these shows as well with you, Philip, right? From what we all know, her name is Joey.
Yeah. Joey.
Yeah, she'll be introduced shortly. But yeah, definitely. Thanks again, Philip. We'll chat soon, guys. And Philip, did you want to say anything as well before we go?
There's nothing else to watch. These are great things we're putting on for people to keep updated with what's going on in the film and the comic world and stuff. So I feel good about these shows, and like on a personal note. And I'm learning a lot about the comic books and comic book heroes and what Marvel is doing and the MCU and all that stuff. So
I
urge everyone to watch these to keep to keep up.
It's great what Marvel's doing with the MCU and everything. And the one thing I want to say is, guys, definitely check out. Also, there's the little mention there on the bottom. In a few weeks, we're gonna be launching the Heroes Manufactured Creators Unleashed show. So if you've liked what you've seen here, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. There's going to be some really unique trailers. There's probably going to be at least one or two more trailers coming out for the show. We do mention Marvel, DC, a lot about what's happening in the MCU, what's happened in the MCU, the DCU as well. I mean, we're all about the comic stuff, so definitely check us out. And Philip's the host of the new Heroes Manufactured Creators Unleashed show, which is coming out soon as well.
Yeah, that was a great time. I had a great time filming that stuff, traveling and all that stuff. So it was great to be part of it for sure. So thank you guys for joining us here with Yoram Batan, who's the creator of the Heroes Manufacture live shows and all the stuff that Heroes Manufacture produces. So thank you guys again for joining us. We'll keep you posted for more episodes, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and we'll definitely keep you posted.
Perfect. Take care, guys.